What's up, guys? I'm the Nearsighted Gamer. Thanks for coming to see me. Sea of Stars is a new throwback RPG from Sabotage Studios, the people that brought you The Messenger, a game that released, I think, in 2019. It's a action platformer, side-scrolling Metroidvania game, which has a really cool mechanic that lets you switch back and forth between 8-bit and 16-bit graphics for each stage, and when you do so, you also unlock different paths. Their storytelling, the writing, and all of that led to a game that everybody gave praise, and I think it got really good reviews. I played it, I loved it. So when I found out that the same studio that made that was making an RPG, which is my favorite genre of video games, of course I was in on it. It came out on both Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus, so I scooped it up. Now, while I haven't beaten the game, I can talk about what I like and don't like about the game, because at this point, I don't think that anything else that will be introduced will sway me one way or another with the game, other than the story. The story is the only thing that I haven't completely finished, so I can't speak to that as a whole. I can only speak to that as in like maybe, I don't know, halfway through the game or so. But this game pays homage to games like Chrono Trigger and games of the Super Nintendo era, which I didn't play a lot of. I was a Genesis kid, and they weren't known for having too many of the same types of RPGs that the Super Nintendo had. They had RPGs, but they didn't have a lot. And I didn't play RPGs on the Genesis. I played many RPGs whenever I got to PlayStation. But I'm aware of those, and I know Chrono Trigger is one of the most beloved games of all time. I actually have it on PS3. I started chipping away at it, and I need to get back to it and finish it. But this game pays homage to games like that, the 16-bit style, but yet being modern in the same time. As in, like, you have modern quality of life things that you would find in games now, but I would say the only thing about Sea of Stars is the look of it as far as going throwback, because it plays well. It doesn't have any of the problems that you would probably find as far as the way games will be, games that were made back then and had this look as being as far as it can go. No, it doesn't have those. It has really good gameplay elements. It's very funny. The story goes places. It does things that you wouldn't expect, that really add to what they're going for. You get committed in the story, you get invested in the story, you love the characters. The dialogue is super funny. I will say one thing I don't like about it is the way that you move around, as in, well, I guess that would be how the games were back then. It's not as easy to get from this point to that point as far as fast traveling. I guess I'm spoiled on that from games like now. But that makes sense, but it's just something that causes you, to have to wouldn't necessarily have to go right to that. You have to go through this area to get to that area, which is how it was. So I can't complain about that. I can just wish that it was better. I don't want it to be changed. No, that's part of the game, and it makes sense for the world you're in. Now, other than that, it's a basic RPG. You equip weapons, and after you equip the stronger weapons, you can get rid of the past ones. You have items that heal, things like that. You can swap out party members on the fly as many times as you want to, which is very useful. You don't have to do it just in between fights. There's cooking. There's not crafting, thank goodness. I don't like crafting in games, but there is fishing, and this is one of the biggest praises I can give the game. I actually enjoy the fishing in this game. Usually whenever there's fishing in games, I don't like it at all. It absolutely gets on my nerves. But I don't mind the fishing in this. And as far as crafting, the reason I don't like crafting in games is because usually whenever you have crafting in games, there's only certain weapons and items that you can get from crafting. And I don't like that, because if I decide to just not craft at all, then I'm going to be missing out on certain things. Now, if they can be gotten both through crafting and normal means, then that's fine. I just don't like things being locked behind crafting, because you have to get the certain materials and all of that. And that just seems like unnecessary gameplay methods for something that you would want to just enjoy and just go with the flow. You don't want to add any extra stress, but that's just me. A lot of people love crafting in games, and more power to them. Also, at certain points, they'll do animated scenes to show certain big events that are happening. There's no voice acting, but they have animated scenes which give you a little bit of perspective, because you're using your imagination when things are happening. But to doing that just adds a little bit of extra involvement. It gives you a better way of knowing exactly how it was going on, rather than just what you imagine, which helps a little bit. And these aren't long scenes. They're like maybe 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, 20 seconds or something like that, whenever there's a big event or something that needs to be shown enough so they can be oriented, where you can see exactly how things went down. And also, like, for the opening, and I'm sure they'll have one for the ending, stuff like that. It's really cool. The animation is 16-bit style, but in pixel art, but it's not completely throwback. I mean, it looks really good. It's cool whenever they do modern games in this older style, because that will be the only thing that really goes back to then, except for maybe if they implement some of the same gameplay mechanics, but they know how much to do and how much not to do to make it be just a perfect mix of games. And first they did it in Metroidvania, which I'm not huge into Metroidvanias, but if the game is good, then I'll play it. Like Guacamelee, great game. Guacamelee 2 as well. So now they've done an RPG, and I love it. I don't know what they would do next. Who knows? Sabotage is doing really good. This game is on everything: PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. I think it would be a perfect Switch game, by the way, that you could just take and just lose hours. This would be a Switch battery draining game, guaranteed. Because to be able to play this anywhere would be great. You would see yourself being lost in just a good classic RPG that's not too hard and not too easy. And even if you think it is in either direction, you have relics that you can add to or put on your character, which will give you certain buffs or make certain parts of the game easier. And it's your choice whether to wear them or not. Instead of just choosing the difficulty, it'll give you extra added help in certain areas of the game, make it where you can play the game the way you like. So you can just float through and you won't hit walls or have problems progressing and then get frustrated and stop. They don't want you to do all that. They want you to have a great time, and doing so lets you do that, having those relics like that, which is really cool. I mean, again, I haven't beaten this game yet, but I'm looking forward to beating it. I will get there. I'm bouncing back and forth between a lot of games right now. So when I do, I will come back to you guys and let you know exactly what I think of the game as a whole. But just me talking about it isn't really doing anything. You can look up reviews for this game. You can hear other people to give full reviews of it. I just wanted to let you know my take so far with how much I played, which I guess is, like I said, is about half. I don't know how long the game is. I know, like, you can see how long to beat, but I play games more slowly just to take everything in. So I would say about half, given what's going on in the story. A little over half, something like that. But when I do get back to it, I will let you guys know my full thoughts on the game and give you my review of it. So I guess that's all. I want to say thank you guys for watching. You are great. You're awesome. If you like this video, like it. If you don't like it anyway, because I said so. Leave a comment and tell me if you played Sea of Stars. If you just started playing Sea of Stars, what are you playing it on? I'm playing on PlayStation Plus. And let me know if you're into RPGs and what's your favorite RPG. My favorite RPGs are probably Grandia 2, Dragon Quest 11, and Star Ocean till the end of time. Like those games are just battling for my top spot. You could switch those games up 1 through 3. It just depends on what day you ask me, but those 3 will probably be in the top. Let me know if you like RPGs or which one you like, or if there's one I hadn't played that you think I would like or I should. That's I haven't heard of. Let me know in the comments. But anyway, again, thanks for watching, guys. I already said you're awesome. I'm gonna say it again because you can never say it too much. And with that said, I guess all that's left to say now is, as always, be excellent to each other. See you, pupils.